If you're a regular follower of the RV lifestyle, you know that a big part of my enjoyment of the RV lifestyle is also being able to enjoy my hobby, which is ham radio. Now, I happen to be in my home right now. This is my ham radio shack, my base station, if you will. A big radio and a tuner and an amplifier and lots of equipment. But when I'm in the RV, it isn't nearly as big as all of this stuff. I carry some very small radios. Now, hardly a week goes by that I don't get a note from somebody somewhere asking me to tell more about ham radio and the RV lifestyle. So I thought I would just take you with me on a few of our trips, show you how I set up our station, what I do on the road, and then take you to a very special event in Dayton, Ohio that's held every year that brings hams in from all across the country. And this is just one of many hobbies that you can enjoy in the RV lifestyle. But for Jennifer and me, this has been a lot of fun. We've met some great people, and it just adds another element of fun being able to have a hobby that you can do on the road. So come on with me. First, I'm going to take you to Tennessee.
Kilo 5 Tango Golf Sierra with the RV Radio Network.
Hey guys, I'm in mid-Tennessee. We are camping at our little 5 acres that we have in mid-Tennessee, and strung some antennas in the wires, just checking in. It's good to hear everybody from all over the country as they enjoy their camping these last few days. The beauty about the ham radio hobby is it's so easy to take with you. This is my ham radio that I take with me when we're camping. It's just a little tiny portable radio. It puts out 10 watts, and all I have to do is throw a wire antenna up in some trees. I used a pole, a telescoping pole there to have the higher center point. It's only about 15-20 feet, and then I tie it up in a couple of trees. And I've been here at our campsite in Tennessee, and I've worked probably 8 states in the last 15 minutes before I did this video. It's just a really fun way to add a little bit more of something to do when you're RVing. And I just kind of enjoy touching base with other RVers who are also ham radio operators. And we usually get together every night except Saturday at a certain frequency. And everybody talks for 8 o'clock Eastern time, checks in, talks about where they're camping, what it's been like. And to power the radio, I don't need AC. I just use a couple of these. These are lithium battery packs. I have 2 of them, and they'll last me all day. This is just a very social hobby.
We're taking early check-ins until the top of the hour when we begin the net. With your call sign, please.
You don't have to have an elaborate ham radio set up to find the hobby very handy to have along with you. A handheld or a walkie-talkie like this will do the job. Now, as an RVer, we find ourselves often boondocking in some pretty remote wilderness, places where the cell phone, well, there's no signal, so even a booster's not going to give you anything to boost. Cell phones are pretty useless. But thanks to a network of repeaters that boost ham radio signals, a handheld like this can almost always get through someplace. Okay, besides the radio, by the way, the small, low-powered one I use fits right inside this little case. Batteries, radio, everything. That's one of a couple of radios I have. But no matter what kind of radio I use, I have to have, the most important thing is this, an antenna. Now, this is a wire antenna, and there are a couple of things that I can use to get it up high. Number one, I have and carry a expandable pole, a telescoping pole. See how that goes? This thing is basically 18 feet high, and I have a small little tripod I can put it in. And the other thing is I can bolt it to the back of the ladder on the 5th wheel, and I can also attach it to like my truck or the motorhome I have. So this will get the antenna up about 18 feet at the center. But that's only part of it. the most important tool for that antenna is this, a slingshot. Now, attached to this slingshot is a fishing reel, and I use a small little sinker here, and I shoot that sinker. Well, let me just show you. I don't have to get this too high up here. I just want to shoot it between that little V right there. All right, there's my sinker, and I'm just going to tie a little rope around it, and then we'll try and haul that up. Let's see how that works.
Very strong, 5'9" plus.
All right, so I have been hooked up now, and I've talked to people from Indiana to Maine to Iowa, down into southern Tennessee, up to upper Michigan, and that's all working well with this antenna. Thanks to my trusty slingshot, we are transmitting. I'm in Dayton, Ohio, and this is a gathering called Hamvention, and it brings amateur radio operators from all over the world. And if you are interested in two-way communications, radios, electronics, this is the one place that you have to be.
Better choice. I was going to work my way over here, sir, and then put my own ends on. Yeah, I want to get into that.
RVers have their own group within the Amateur Radio Society. It's called the RV Radio Network.
Yeah, so we have our own rally in Texas this year. We operate portable and combine that with RVing, different types of antennas, and just great to see everybody's system.
Yes, because we're always on the go, and hams have so much fun operating from remote locations where RVers go. I mean, and the hobby has so many ways to do that. I mean, you got the traditional ways of putting up a motorized antenna on your motorhome, or throwing up a ham stick on the roof, or some people will throw a wire through the trees. The new advanced ways of doing it, like I do it, is remote control my rig from at home. I can sit in my RV from anywhere, open up my laptop, and control my antennas and my amplifier and everything remotely. And so there's so many different ways to enjoy ham radio while you're in the great outdoors pulling your RV somewhere.
Actually, I told him to see you over your wife. He's an ARRL.
Okay, what you're hearing is what ham radio operators call CW, continuous wave is what it stands for. Morse code. It used to be a requirement to get a ham license. You had to know this stuff, but no more. It's much easier to get. However, that said, this is still a whole lot of fun, and it has a big subset of ham radio operators around the world who only communicate by Morse code.
So fun because of the mental challenge. You really have to sort of think, and it allows me to do something differently. The rest of my day is speaking or chat, email, internet search, whatever, but code's entirely different. So it's an entirely different activity that for me is quite challenging and rewarding when you do it successfully. If you look at some of the statistics, it suggests it's actually sort of more popular now than it's not being used. You look at the members of CW Ops and other clubs, the Long Island CW Club, it's a really energetic part of the hobby.
Kilo Delta 8 Sierra November Mike. Anybody out there got a copy?
Why is amateur radio such a good hobby for RVers?
You can reach out and make communications with other people when cell service is not available. That's one good reason. And also, if shit ever hits the fan, your cell phones are useless.
Kilo Charlie 0 Lima Kilo Victor.
Lima Kilo Victor, is that correct?
That's a QSL. This is Andrea, and I'm talking to you from the KOA camping in close to Dayton, Hamvention.
Why is ham radio such a good hobby for RVers?
Oh, because no matter of the place where you are, when there is no other form of communication, and many of the time us traveling, you know, there is no cell phone signal, there is no TV, no internet to anything, but no matter where I'm at, I can pull the radio out and anything from a body pole to a wire antenna, and I'm in contact with anybody I want to, you know. So I made contact in Europe with just 70 watts. It's a great way to keep in touch and to have somebody, I mean, for emergency, for a hobby, for anything.
All right, so if you're interested in ham radio, let me just tell you, it is very easy to get involved. The entry-level class license, the technician class, you can get that with just an afternoon study, looking over a book. And then, of course, you can get more privileges and more bands and frequencies you can use the higher up your amateur radio class license goes. But I urge you, if that sounds like something that you're interested in, check out the American Radio Relay League. I'll put their address on the screen below. They will tell you everything you need to know. They'll even connect you with a local ham radio club where you can get some help and some first-person expertise from a neighbor who happens to be a ham radio operator. Hey, I hope to see you guys on the ham bands and on that RV radio net that I talked about. I'm Mike. Thanks for watching. And as we ham radio guys say, 73.